Over $7,000 in profit in August so far. Absolutely killing it on PrizePicks. How? MLB correlation and esports. Today we're talking about MLB correlation. If you're interested in esports and how we use that to make a ton of money on PrizePicks, definitely check out the link down below, or I'll link it on the screen here. We've got some good strategy videos to help you guys cash out as well. As we know, the more sports, the more volume you can get in on PrizePicks, the more money you're gonna make. But for today, let's talk about MLB. This is what has been making us so much money in our VIP Discord. We're using correlation, we're using mispriced payouts on PrizePicks. It's pretty simple. On other sports books, we're getting paid way less compared to PrizePicks. We devig it, we get the math behind it, and we can see how EV it is. So today I want to show you exactly what our strategy is, what our thinking is, how the math works, how we build them on PrizePicks, and how you guys can get access to all of these plays as well and cash out with us. Over $20,000 in profit in 2024. This is legit. EV betting actually works. Wow, what a shocker. Using math and market data actually helps you make money. Super, super awesome. Let's do this. So without further ado, let's talk about how we use MLB correlation to make us money on PrizePicks. So first things first, these are the kinds of slips that I'm talking about, right? These are the ones that we've been winning a lot with. And what we utilize is, number one, is PrizePicks just is mispricing the payouts. They're paying us too much for this, right? 17x, that's plus 1600 in American odds. And if we look on, 365 or FanDuel or DraftKings, these kinds of lineups where you have three hitters with the pitcher on the other side, all of them to go over like their hits allowed and their runs and RBIs, a lineup like this, we'd be getting paid more like plus 800 or plus 900. Whereas, like I said, here we're getting plus 1600. Same thing down here with this lineup as well. We're getting 13.5x on another sports book that actually takes into account positive correlation, probably being paid plus 700, right? And that's where the value comes in, is where PrizePicks is actually mispriced the payouts here. Why are they mispricing it? Well, other sports books take into account positive correlation among players in baseball, right? If we're looking at this slip up here, we have the top of the order. Steven Kwan leads off. We have him to get a run. Jose Ramirez is in the 3 hole. We have him hits, runs, and RBIs to go over 2.5. So if he gets 2 hits in a run, he cashes. If he gets 1 hit and 2 RBIs, he cashes. And then we have the cleanup hitter, Josh Naylor, to get an RBI. So all of those guys, 1, 3, 4 in the lineup, they're very correlated together, because if Steven Kwan gets on base and then, Jose Ramirez hits him in, well, Kwan gets the run and Jose Ramirez gets a hit and an RBI. So it all sort of plays together, right? And then what really, really makes it correlated is playing it with the opposing pitcher, right? Steven Kwan gets a run, Jose Ramirez, or gets a hit, gets on base, Jose Ramirez hits him home. That's 2 hits there, and we have Corbin Burnes over, right? So it all plays hand in hand. It's the same thing with football, with a quarterback and a wide receiver with their passing yards. It's the same thing in NHL with time on ice, or with shots on goal and the goalie saves over. In sports, there's positive correlation among players. Now, why is that so important to understand? Well, if something is positively correlated, that means that the payout should be less, right? Because the percent chance for that bet to hit increases, right? So if this bet were to, if Steven Kwan and Josh Naylor and Jose Ramirez were to all go over their totals here, well, it's very, very likely that Corbin Burnes will also go over his 4.5 hits allowed, because, these guys all need a hit to get these lines, right? Or to win these props. So that's why it's super correlated, and that's why the percent chance for this to hit increases, and therefore the payout or the odds you get should decrease, right? That's what other sports books do. Let me show you an example on FanDuel. Okay, we're actually gonna use Bet365. It makes things a lot easier for me to show you what I'm talking about. So let's show you positive correlation between players. We're gonna use the A's and Jays game today. And what I wanna do is show you how hitters to get a run is very positively correlated with the pitcher to score over earned runs. It's pretty simple, but I just want to show you what I mean. Now, we're going to do Vlad and George Springer, 2 guys in the top of the order to score a run for the Jays. And then we'll take the opposing pitcher, Beto, to go over earned runs. Now, to go over earned runs, it will pay $275. To go under earned runs, it would pay plus $1,200, right? Because obviously, if 2 guys score a run, it's pretty likely that it's going to be against the starting pitcher. It's not for sure, but it's pretty likely. And that means that he just needs 1 more run to go over this, right? And so it's plus $275 as the payout, as opposed to any other prop we add to this same game parlay that has nothing to do with Beto. Even if we add in, Rodriguez to go over his walks, completely not correlated with with Springer and Vlad to score their runs, it's $375, right? So you can see that when you correlate things, the payout decreases. They reduce that payout. Now, where do we get the value on PrizePicks? Well, we find this value because they don't reduce them enough. They have done a good job recently at seeing where we're finding these opportunities, and they will reduce payouts, but there's always ways to get around it. And so what we do in our VIP Discord, which is linked down below, by the way, it's a 3-day free trial if you want to check it out. What we do in there is we find ways to sort of get around this and ways to compare the payout on PrizePicks to the payout on 365 or FanDuel or whatever it is, a regular sports book that decreases these payouts. And that's where we can find the value. Now let me show you on PrizePicks kind of how we look to build these slips. What I'll actually do right here is just show you some of our winning slips because it really does show how good these payouts are. This was last night. We have basically the Pirates top of the order, right? I think Reynolds was hitting second, O'Neal Cruz hitting third, Joey Bart hitting cleanup, and we correlate run, RBI with the opposing pitcher to go over hits allowed, right? So it's not a 1-to-1 with runs and earned runs, but again, it's, we're saying that the Pirates are going to score some runs, therefore they're going to have to get some hits, and so it's likely that this pitcher, Jack Flaherty, will go over his hits allowed total. So this was a nice win from yesterday at a 19.5x. Now, let's go and look at some of these massive wins that we had over the last few days. This screenshot doesn't show it because we took the screenshot before it had actually settled and cashed out. But again, this one here, we had the Angels stack. I think leadoff, third hitter, fourth hitter, run, RBI with the opposing pitcher over 1.5 earned runs. Again, 14x on this payout. I believe on 365 it was like an 8x. So we're basically getting double the payout on PrizePicks compared to what they actually should be. Again, I'm going to hammer it home. The odds decrease when there's positive correlation, which means that the percent chance for the bet to hit increases, right? If the odds are lower, or if the odds are more favored than before, that means that the percent chance for the bet to hit is more, right? They're 1-to-1, the odds and the percent chance for you to win your bet. Let's keep looking. We had so many esports cashes the other day as well. Here's a good one. This is one that I actually posted. We had, again, the Brewers stack. It's pretty simple. Run, RBI, 1, 3, 4 hitters with the opposing pitcher over earned runs allowed. We can also build some of these. I'm just scrolling through some of these winning slips we had. We can also build some of these where we're getting actually a 6-leg parlay. So what we did on this one, this was a 65x payout, turned $25 into $1,600. Crazy. Again, we took a screenshot before it settled, but this did cash. And what we have here is basically the pitchers to go over 0.5 first inning runs allowed. So basically there's going to be a run in the first inning. And then we take one team. This is called an onslaught build. This is what we like to call that. And we take the one team to just go absolutely crazy over all of their totals. So again, we go 1 through 5 hitters, and we're assuming that they're gonna score in the first inning, because if they're gonna hit, over 2.5, to get this guy to score a run, this guy to score a run, this guy to go over 2.5 hit runs, RBIs, this guy to get an RBI, they're gonna need to score likely in that first inning to be able to hit this, because they only have so many chances throughout the game. So what we do is we correlate these 5 players all to go over with the first inning to have at least a run scored. And this one, again, 65x is absolutely absurd. On 365, I think we're getting like a 25x or something, because they know how correlated these players are all together, right? If this guy scores a run, well, it's likely because the guy behind him hit him in, and so he's going to get an RBI and a hit for that. So that was a really, really nice cash there as well. Tons of esports winners again. Keep looking. Here's one. Pretty simple. What we actually did with this one here is we didn't correlate it with the pitcher, because the pitcher didn't have any lines. We just correlated the players together. So we did Turner, Harper, Bohm, 2, 3, 4 on the Phillies, run, RBI, and we paired it with a random leg that has nothing to do with this game. Justin Steele to go over 4.5 strikeouts. We just paired it with, a leg that has a high chance to hit, right? It was a goblin. I think it was like minus 180, minus 200 for this one to hit. And we paired it together because we got a 17.5x payout on this. On 365, even without the correlation to the pitcher, just these 3 guys alone were correlated enough where 365 is giving us a 10x payout. And so we just get so much more value, so much more bang for our buck on PrizePicks. So if you're listening to this, you're watching this, what can you do to take advantage of these mispriced payouts on PrizePicks? Well, first of all, I would, suggest that you guys start playing around with it yourself, right? You go into PrizePicks and you go to, well, actually, first things first is you want to go to the MLB starting lineups, right? And you want to make sure that your players are indeed hitting in the, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, in the lineup, right? You want to confirm these lineups are correct, and then you're going to look on PrizePicks for these players. So if we're looking at, the A's again, we've got Butler, Andujar, Blade, and Rooker. These are kind of the 4 players that we're going to look for on PrizePicks. So we go back over to PrizePicks and we see, okay, so Butler, I'm pretty sure, did not have a run line earlier today. Technically, we could take his demon prop, but let's just assume that we don't want to take it. So then we'd look for Andujar, okay? Andujar, we would take his run because he's hitting in the 2 hole, and so it's likely if the A's are going to score a run, it's likely top of the order are going to be scored. Then we'll take Blade, who is the 3 hole again for a run, and then we'll look for Rooker. And so Rooker is the 4th, the cleanup hitter, and we're going to take his RBI. Again, if he gets an RBI, it's because one of these guys was on base, likely, right? So these guys are very correlated together. And what we're going to do here is next, once you have your 3-man stack, you're going to look for the opposing pitcher. So the opposing pitcher in today's game is Yariel Rodriguez. Now, how do we confirm if this is a good build or not? You're going to look on 365, you're going to look on FanDuel, any other sports book that has these same game parlays that take into account the correlation and the payout shift. And so you're going to basically compare and you're going to play around with, okay, do we want to take, first inning runs allowed? That gives us an 8.5x. Well, his 4.5 hits allowed gives us a 10.5x. His 1.5 walks allowed gives us a 9.5x. His 2.5 earned runs gives us a 9x. So you get all of that data, all that information on what they're paying us out here when you pair the opposing pitcher with this 3-man stack. Then you look on 365 or FanDuel and you play around over there and see, basically, you want to look for, okay, on 365, what pays us the least versus what it pays us on PrizePicks. If you get plus 500 on 365 for one of them and plus 900 on PrizePicks, but then on one of them you get plus 600 to plus 1300, well, it's probably better to take that plus 600 to plus 1300 because there's a 700 point gap in between those, right? And so it's all about trial and error, playing around with things, finding the best bang for your buck. And I know that sounds like a lot of work, and it really is. I sit here for hours and hours a day playing around with these every single day, checking lineups, making sure it's accurate, and placing these slips. That's why I have such a great ROI and so much profit this year, is because I'm being very granular and a bit obsessive over it. Now, obviously, You might be busy. You have a job, you got kids, you got a wife, whatever it is. I mean, my girlfriend hates it when I'm doing this, but this is my job, so I do it. But for you guys, I would recommend you playing around with it and getting to know why this is profitable and seeing it yourself. But if you're too busy to do it yourself, again, I would recommend you check out our VIP Discord. We post all of these plays in there every single day, and these are the best possible plays you can find. Even when PrizePicks might change their payouts for, earned runs, maybe they realize, oh, well, the earned runs is very correlated. Let's reduce payouts for earned runs. Well, my team and I, we find where now we're getting more value, whether that's hits allowed or whether that's walks or whatever it might be. The runs in the first inning, that was a big one for a while. We look to find the best value, period. So I highly recommend, if you guys want to save time and make a lot of money, check out the VIP Discord. It's linked down below. I really appreciate you guys watching this video and trying to learn more about how to make a ton of money on PrizePicks. This is what we do. We're math-based bettors, plus EV, positive expected value. That's all we do. There's never a time where we make a pick or a slip based on what we think is going to happen. It all comes down to math, and that's why we're so profitable. So I implore you guys to learn more about EV betting if this is your first time hearing about it. We got a ton of videos on this YouTube channel. We also have a great guide. It's a Notion guide where you can read through and learn at your own pace. It's linked down below as well. But yeah, if you guys want to join the Discord, check out that 3-day free trial linked below. And yeah, very, very happy to see you guys join up, and always down to help you through your journey to learn EV betting, because about a year and a half ago, I was where you are. Now I do this, for a living. I do this to help people make money betting on sports, and it's been very successful this year. $20,000 in profit, not too shabby. You can see my boy Dave right here. Oh, right here, I'm mirrored. What's up, Dave? Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you guys soon.